Hi everyone, I'm Lara and welcome to the College Office. So in the last few weeks, I've talked to some great Broadway performers and heard about their experience at college and some theater schools you might want to consider for your list. But then I realized that it's possible I got ahead of myself. So today I want to go back to one of the basics. What is the difference between a B.A. and a B.F.A.? So by now you know that if you're applying for a traditional college, you're applying to get your bachelor's degree, either a Bachelor of Art or a Bachelor of Science. For example, I have a Bachelor of Science in Secondary English Education from NYU. The art or science part doesn't really matter so much. It kind of just notes what your major was. And it'll even vary from school to school. So I have a BS in education, but if I had gone somewhere else, I maybe would have a BA in education. And for a while, I was kind of like, oh, I wish I had a BA. I'm so much more artistic than scientific. But then I actually found out that Jessie Mueller has a BS in theater from Syracuse. And I was like, that makes it so much better. So then you add in your B.F.A., which stands for Bachelor of Fine Arts. It's the degree that both Nika Graf-Lanzaroni and Natalie Weiss talked about in their college spotlight videos. If you're going to school for theater or musical theater or even directing or design, probably you're working towards your B.F.A. So what's the difference? Well, in a BA program, you're going to have the chance to kind of explore all of your interests. You'll take your theater classes, but you'll also be able to take more traditional classes as well, which I don't actually mean to sound boring, because even though the classrooms might look like the classrooms that you're in high school, the classes are actually way different and there's way more variety. So here are some classes that were offered in colleges across America in the last few years. You have Feminist Perspectives, Politicizing Beyonce at Rutgers, What If Harry Potter Was Real at Appalachian State, Tree Climbing at Cornell, and my personal favorite, Stupidity at Occidental. The point is, when you go for your BA, you have much more flexibility in what your schedule can be and what classes you can take. Plus, as an added bonus, you typically don't have to audition for BA programs. So for a B.F.A., your classes are going to be much more practical and performance-based. Most of your classes are actually going to be geared toward your discipline. So if you're a musical theater major, you're going to be taking a lot of classes in drama and vocal and dance. And also the classes are going to culminate in performances and projects as opposed to papers or tests. So the amount of actual studio time will vary from school to school, but I know that at NYU, you spend 3 full days a week in your studio classes. Plus, in most B.F.A. programs, the sequence of classes, meaning what you take each semester through all 4 years, is really laid out for you from the minute that you get there. So what does this mean for you? Well, if you love theater, but you also love biology or economics or literature, then you should probably go the BA route. B.F.A. programs tend to be much more restrictive. They don't really allow for double majors or even minors in some case. So if you want to be able to explore all of your interests, or you have even the slightest bit of hesitation about the B.F.A. programs, then go the BA route. But that said, if you know that you have the hunger and the drive to pursue a career in the arts, if you are seeking out performance opportunities and taking the most advanced training that is available to you, then you should definitely audition for B.F.A. programs. You'll be immersed in your art, plus you'll be much better positioned to audition for professional theater after you graduate. So both Nika and Natalie express this idea that you don't have to major in musical theater to be successful. If you decide to go the BA route, or you decide to not even major in theater at all, you shouldn't feel like you're giving up on your dream. When I went to college, I thought that since I wasn't going to pursue theater professionally, I couldn't do it at all. Just so ridiculous. I didn't put tap shoes on for almost 10 years because I thought if I was never going to be a rockette, then there was no point in dancing. I was so wrong. If you love theater, it can, it should, and it will be part of your life no matter what you decide to do. So I don't actually have an official letter of recommendation this week because I have spent the last week moving. So while this looks the same, I'm actually in a brand new location, but the Tony nominations were announced last week, which is always super exciting. I'm rooting for Come From Away in every category it's nominated for. And actually, on the morning of the nominations, I was walking past the Come From Away theater and I met Irene Sankoff and David Hein, who wrote the show. And I got to tell them how much I love it, and I got to congratulate them in person, and it was just very exciting. So while Come From Away has had a letter of recommendation in the past, I guess that's what it is again. So if you have any other questions about BA versus BFA or anything related to the college process, please feel free to email me at laurainthecollegeoffice@gmail.com or just comment here. And go back and check out the College Spotlight videos if you haven't already. I have Nika Graf-Lanzaroni and Natalie Weiss, and they'll give you some context for everything that I talked about today. So that's all for now. Thanks for visiting the college office. See you next time.